Good morning. Good morning. Happy birthday, happy anniversary. It's about 8:50 a.m. Okay. Update on the weather. They told on the news this morning. Supposed to get 2 to 6 inches of snow tomorrow. Is what they said. That means we're going to get more snow Friday. Lord of mercy, I can't get out now. What we got last Friday and Saturday. I'm still looking out my window. See if I see any Clark County or Scott County trucks are coming, but I haven't seen none. In my area, school been closed, and I said they're going to be closed tomorrow. I was planning to go to the store tomorrow, but I talked with my son, and we usually wait until about lunchtime to get out. So I love all you beautiful people. This is God's channel. Everything's PG. You treat everybody with respect. No cuss words, no gay stuff. If you all regular people on my channel, you know what I stand for. I know it's early in the morning, but I just want to let you all know what the weather's going to be here in southern Indiana. And I want to make it a point, men, to help you out. Women is always right. No matter if they're wrong, but to keep peace in the family, they're always right. I haven't fed my kitty cats yet. Because then I had to put my pants on and a shirt, my shoes, my jacket, my toboggan before I go feed my outside cats. They're all in a box there by the heat lamp. Some of them's underneath the porch where my step is. I got that outdoor green carpet. And they're underneath the porch between the steps and the wall. They can get underneath the porch and they can keep warm. Hello, Miss Brown, how you doing? I hope it's not, you ain't got any snow where you're at. I got about 8 to 10 inches of snow. For what they said on the news, we're supposed to get 2 to 4 inches of snow tomorrow. Where I live out in the country. Oh, you lucky. You're lucky.
We are clear. Go ahead and mark.
You lucky there, you're in Florida. You don't have to put up with snow. Florida is a nice place to be at right now. I've been to St. Augustine, Green Cove, and I've been, I think St. Augustine, ain't that where the fort is, I believe? I think it's the city that got the fort. And I hope you are a subscriber. I'm about 82 subscribers away from 500 people, or 582 away from 1,000 subscribers.
41.
I live in southern Indiana. And if you follow I-65, the interstate, I'm between the 19 and the 27-mile marker. That's approximately the location.
25, 54 has been cleared.
I'm in my 70s. I'm on a fixed income between $800 to $900 a month with a $20 increase we got this month. I live on a budget. In my budget, I pay my utility bills, my cell phone bill, cell phone insurance, car insurance, house payment. It's hard to live on a budget. But I have to live on my budget. I want to say hi to all the good-looking ladies. Oh, I forgot, I'm single too. And I got diabetes type 2. I got high blood pressure. I got arthritis.
Over 45.7. 45.7.
But I am cold. I even got my blanket.
There's 2 vehicles, looks 1046.
I got my kitty cat's baby blanket, which Socks passed away. That was his baby blanket. And his mama Tina's blanket. So every time Mama Tina would have her babies, she would jump up on the bed and tap me on my shoulder, and I raised the blanket up. She would get underneath the blanket. She's always had her babies underneath this blanket. Just like you all, you keep you all baby blankets that your kids was born under. And all the schools around me in Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky area, southern Indiana, 50 miles in each direction, north, south, west, and east is closed. And for what they showed on the news, there's still some streets that's covered in snow in the city. But where I live out in the country, people, it's still snow covered and ice. In the country here in Indiana, do I agree with what our government's doing? No. Why would we take in Canada to be part of the United States? I like Canada. They're very nice people up in Canada, even when it's cold.
I'm 1023. They're not in a great area. It's around the curve. Who's your helper?
It is a nice area. I live out in the country. No HOAs.
4547.
You could say it's farm country. It's farm country. And I guess you call that classified as a small house, about 600 square feet house on about an acre of ground. It's nice out in the country. And since I live in the country, I do have outside cats. It's,
See some interrupt too.
I see on the TV screen, it's 11 degrees outside. It is cold here in southern Indiana. And I'm not too far away from Louisville, Kentucky. But I need to go to the grocery store.
Yeah, battery issue. They both should be on their way here in just a few minutes. Who you're up in disregard?
You know, Louisville, Kentucky is bad.
45.
You know, it's like Chicago. People's dying every day in Louisville, Kentucky, either gunshot wounds or overdose. And you know, people should be nice to each other. I want you all to treat each other nice. No hate. You know, I love where I live. I got good neighbors. Yeah, when it started snowing, I sent him a text, see how him and his wife and son's doing, which his son lives next door to him in a trailer. Boy, that is cold. It is cold. But what I use for heat, people, I got a heat pump. I was kind of afraid of heat pumps when I bought this house because I heard bad stories. Yeah, I remember how you doing this morning. I usually don't get on here this early in the morning. I'm trying different times of the day to reach out to people, tell you, about the weather, since you might not get the news.
Silver 45, 27, we're on tonight. 45, 27.
Well, I could be better. I was supposed I had eye surgery Monday, cataract surgery. But due to the snow, that 6 to 8 inches of snow, some places 10 inches, the eye surgery got canceled. Well, the doctor called, I guess, yesterday, or maybe Tuesday, I don't know, to reschedule. They want to reschedule it for January. I said, forget about January. It's supposed to snow the rest of the month. So they set it up for February. I hope when I have that cataract surgery that I won't need my glasses. And everything's blurry. I can't read it. I don't need it to drive. I only need it to read. One thing, people, I think when I do have that cataract surgery, I'll be able to see better at night. But I just don't drive at night because I can't really see that good. And one thing I've noticed, I love kitty cats. They're my therapy cats. If you see a cat right here, anytime in my video, They telling
Be advised where
it's probably time to take a nitro pill because of my past 4 heart attacks and strokes.
45
And, you know, it's just like dogs. They're your therapy animal. Unconditional love. You know, listen to your animals. Even if you live out in the country on a farm, your farm animals knows when you feel bad. They know when you feel bad. You know, listen to your animals. During the summertime, or if you live in a place where it's warm, watch your outside animals, your birds. They can tell you a storm is going to come, or your outside pets, or your inside pets. They let you know when bad weather's coming before the weather people does. That's what my dad always taught me. Back in, what was it, 16, 17, somewhere, we had a tornado come through here. And listen to the animals around you. They know when bad weather's coming. Just like those bullfrogs. I talked to somebody, and they was driving down the road. All at once, they heard them bullfrogs are croaking. It wasn't too long after that, the tornado came through. You know, animals knows of bad weather.
David Young. First name was Philip. Paul Henry, Ida, Lincoln, Ida Falls. Date of birth is 2006, 0929, repeating 2006.
And I want to wish everybody a happy birthday. If you're born on this day, or you know somebody in your family that was born today, happy birthday. Also, happy anniversary, people. If you got married today, I don't want you to forget your anniversary and have a fight when you get home with your spouse. So remember that. If you know anybody that maybe has a birthday or anniversary, I know.
First name Amanda, common spelling. Date of birth 2005.
I don't know how they survive, because I keep my house around 69 degrees. I got my window open a little bit, but I like fresh air. Maybe if I keep my window closed, you know how small those holes is. I got a few where the cats kind of made that hose a little bit bigger. That's how they get in them. But I love sleeping with my window open. I like fresh air. Let me show you this. You look at the snow over in Louisville, Kentucky. Look how bad the roads still are. I can't even get out. You know, people, it's bad. It is bad around here. Police or 5-0, Smokey the Bear, they recommend that you stay at home.
Dispatch, closing around snack.
Give the time for the road crews to clean off the snow. I got a request for your people where there's snow. If you got a Jeep it's four-wheel drive. Check your local hospitals. Check your local hospitals. See if doctors or nurses needs a ride to get to the hospital. You know, if you got a four-wheel drive Jeep or four-wheel drive, contact your local hospitals. See if anybody needs a ride. Or maybe put it on your Facebook page. Or your group Facebook page in your city. And, you know, do what God wants you to do. Help people out. I've seen over in New Albany, Indiana, Baptist Hospital, there's people that volunteer their Jeep to get hospital personnel to the hospital to work. Also, people, I want you all to take a CPR course. You know, take a CPR course because I was listening to my other radio that 911 dispatch got a call. Person possible had a heart attack, teaching them how to do CPR. And Clark County, Indiana got a new ambulance service. I don't know if they got four-wheel drive or not, which I don't think they do. So they had to call first responders on the fire department to go there. Because the ambulance couldn't get there. So that tells me they don't have four-wheel drive.
3942.
Yeah, probably did. Right, I got...
Engine 44, oh. Responding to District 4 on an active fire alarm at Hydro Warehouse.
I think that's the grandma of this one.
Alarm showing
that's her granddaughter, Alexi. Because I got to look real close, because Alex and Margaret is the same color, except right here in the neck. Margaret got a little spot here, but Alex got a bigger spot here of colors. Hi, Nat, Kathy. All right, lay down. Come on, lay down. Yeah, how many inside cats I got? Right here in the bedroom, I got 7. I got 7. In the living room, I got 1 tomcat. I did have 5 tomcats, but they all died last year. 2024 was a bad year for cats.
Extra Patrol 567 Hanover Drive, apartment number 1 from the Skyler Hospital.
And in the month of December, I lost 3. 2 inside and 1 outside cats. You saw a video on my last cat that died, Mama Blackie. She was a long-haired mama cat who was an outside mama cat. This time of year, she might stay gone for a couple of days or a week, then she shows up and eat. So I started letting her come in, 15, 20 minutes at a time. Then she would go back out. I was letting her get used to the house. Then, I got a birdie in the window. That's one of them, I guess you call little sparrows. I guess I'm gonna have to get my boots on, put some bird feed in. I ain't got that much, but when I go to the store, I guess I have to stop at the dollar store and get me a bag of food. But my kitty cat is looking, so the birds is hunting for food. Because the bird feeder I got outside, it takes a, well, the bird seed you get at the dollar store, I guess it's a pound maybe, it'll fill my whole bird feeder up. I buy me some bird feed if I go out tomorrow. That's what I'm planning. No, I don't have any dogs. If I had a dog, he would be inside. But then you would have to let him out every 2 hours because dogs don't know how to use cat boxes. And I would hate to go outside in this cold weather, people. I love dogs. I had a German Shepherd that one of my ex-wives, she worked in a nursing home as a, I guess, CNA or whatever they call them. She done that ever since she was in high school. And this nursing home she worked in Clarksville, I think it's still there, but she retired from there because of medical reasons. And this family that person she was taking care of at that nursing home asked her, "Do you want a German Shepherd?" And she said, "Well, I got to ask my husband." She came home when she got off work. I said, "Yes, we can use a dog, but it has to be a male dog." So I tell you a story about these people. The German Shepherd they raised, they only sold them to police departments. And Charlie was a good dog. He was you could tell he was a police dog. And we taught him protect our kids, protect me and her. If you raise your hand or your voice at your kids, watch out. Charlie tried to bite you.
359 West Stony Brook, 359 West Stony Brook on Jack Morgan Road in Austin. Secondary male, believe possible heart attack. Has taken 3 nitro. Plan of chest pain. Open heart surgery in December.
And Charlie was a good dog up until the day he passed away. And when we got a divorce, you know, we had everything decided except the dog. And my kids would tell you, it said, Mom and Dad fought over the dog. I ended up getting the dog. I'm not going to about the kids, but that's okay. They're great kids. We fought over the dog. I got custody of the dog. And he was a good dog. And my son's mother, God rest her soul, she'd been dead a year in December the 6th. Or is it 7th? I don't know. I got written on the calendar. When I brought her over to the house, and she laid down on the bed, I went to get close to her. Charlie tried to bite me. He would not let me close to her. I said, come on, Charlie, let me get close. And he growled at me. That's a true story. And I told her, I said, you're pregnant. She said, no, I'm not. I said, Charlie said you are. She was pregnant. That's why he wouldn't let me get close to her. He knew she was pregnant. How many animals can tell you that your girlfriend or your spouse is pregnant? And he did. Then I had to move, and where I was living, couldn't have a dog. So I kept him over at my dad's house, and Mr. Witten, Witten Brothers Construction Company there in Charlestown. I forget what kind of construction work he did. They need a new security dog. I said, yes, as long as I can come down there and see him and pet him and play with him and all that. And he said, okay. So, they had a nice outside cage and a nice dog house and all of that. So I can't stop there. One of the owners was maybe partners, I guess he was. Said, we can't get close to him. So I walked over there, let him out of the cage. I said, come here, Charlie. And I got him close. I said, that's your new owner. You treat him real good. And he pet Charlie, and Charlie smelled him and all that. Powerball's up to $263 million. Man, I could use that, people. I could use a Powerball of Mega Million. And I told him, said, you got to be careful with kids. He said, why? Do not yell at your kids when Charlie's out there, because Charlie will nail you if you raise your hands at your kids or you yell at your kids. He's protective. I said, make sure you tell your employees, because he will protect their master. The first night they let him out, they told me they was going to let him out that night because people was climbing over the fence and stealing batteries out of the vehicles. And guess what, people? When I went there the next day to check on him and ask him how did he do, I said, did you see that shirt out there by the fence? He said, yes. He took the shirt off of somebody. The hood was up on the vehicle, but they didn't get to steal no batteries. And that was, they treat him like a king. Instead of little cans of apple, they got the biggest can of apple they could get. They built him a new doghouse with a roof over it and a 5-gallon bucket of water. And they had a pan while he was out that you could dump dog food in it, where you can go over and eat. And every time Charlie would eat, more food would drop down. And during the hot days, they took him inside. They had a customer or something. And I said, who's Charlie barking at? He said, UPS man. For some reason, Charlie didn't like Buster Brown people for some reason. And I also told him, when you're out there washing your trucks, watch it, because Charlie liked to come after you when you got a water hose. And they always kept him inside during the hot days where it's air conditioned. And I've talked to Mr. Witten since Charlie passed away. They had a big funeral for him, a casket, this and that, and a concrete vault to put him in. They said that's the best watchdog they ever had. They had other German Shepherds, but Charlie beat the other watchdogs. They never had no more break-ins on the lot. You know, he was a good watchdog. I miss Charlie. But he's up there with God, protecting God's people. It's up there in heaven. Or he might come back as another dog, or maybe a human. You never know. I believe in reincarnation. You all might not, but I believe in it. When I was young, I was into P-51 Mustangs. I had every book, every magazine about P-51 Mustangs. I figure in my previous life, I was a P-51 Mustang pilot. That's the only thing I could figure. I had this one girlfriend. She had a dog. I forget the dog's name. When that dog got to be bad, I would speak German. And the dog would stop. And she said, "What did you tell the dog?" Him? I think it was a him, I think. I said, "I don't know," but he seemed to understand. But treat your animals right, people. They know. Animals would know when you're feeling bad. And during the summertime, if you live where you live and it's warm, put out hummingbird feeders. I get a kick out of watching hummingbirds. They fly like a helicopter. You know how a helicopter goes up, down, back, front, sideways. That's about the principle of a hummingbird. You can have 3 hummingbird feeders, and you have another hummingbird show up, and if that's not his mate, he'd chase it away. Even with 3 hummingbird feeders. Hummingbirds is pretty nice. I forget how many different species of hummingbirds. I think maybe 20, give or take a little. I think it's more. But I am planning to get out tomorrow. My son said let him know, because he usually calls in the order at Walmart, because he can't really walk that much in a store because his arthritis is so bad. He just don't hardly do anything. Just like that new kitchen stove we got. The second one because the first one they brought, the burners worked, but the oven didn't work. The control panel didn't work. It took, I guess, Home Depot a week to get us another one. But I'm going to call it Lincoln. You know, the stove started with an L. They told my sons to call Home Depot, tell them to call us, and we send out a technician. Well, Home Depot didn't do that. I thought they going to send a repair out, so on a Friday, or was it Saturday, they sent a delivery truck instead of a repair truck person. So we had to wait probably another week. And these guys that showed up had a brand new stove in a box. I'll watch him hook up the cord for your electric stove. And the other guy that brought the first stove screwed up. If you all know anything about stoves, in your number 2 lug, you got a piece of copper. They twisted that off. Did that have anything to do with the oven and control panel not work? But when these guys hooked it up, they didn't do it. They brought it in, plugged it in, tested the burners on it, which is a glass top. People, you got to watch out on those glass top stoves. And they tried the oven out. They did help put the racks in. They showed me how to put the racks in and how to take them out. I tried that way, but I didn't know what I was doing. Everything worked. First time my son used the oven, he kind of burned his pizza. I told him, I said, when you turn it off, open the oven door up. Because these new stoves is well insulated and holds heat. Well, he knows about the oven. Well, the other night he cooked like tacos. Oh, manwich. One or two. And I told, he learned about the new stove. Where the other stove, you had to turn it on high to really get any stuff out of it to cook on top of the stove. Because that stove was probably over 10 years old when I bought this house. Also, this Lincoln stove, it has an air fryer in it. What, Margaret? And there's other trays you have to buy to use that air fryer, but my son has an air fryer on the counter, which he used, but it's a learning process, people. You people, I'm going to give you some education. Say you get a new electric dryer or an electric kitchen stove. Remember this. Buy your electric card for your dryer and your stove. It doesn't come with it. You got to pay extra for it. So if I helped you out to do that, gas stove, you probably have to buy the gas line or a gas dryer. So I'm helping you all people thinking of buying you a new electric dryer or a new electric stove. You have to buy the power cord from where you got it. Because if you use your old electric cord, I believe that might void the warranty. So it's best to get you a new electric cord with your dryer and your electric stove. You know, I'm trying to help you young people out. Some of you might not know it or don't know the answer the questions about it. So I hope I help you out on stuff like that. It's about 9:33, so my clock says 9:43. I happen to look up on the TV. Let's show you some more. I don't know where it is because I got my TV down. Right? Don't see. Look at the roads. I don't know if it's over in Louisville or Indiana. Let me hit.
Well, you still have to be aware of what these conditions can do. Now, yesterday, Public Works announced 29 routes, or roughly around 80 miles of road. We're familiar with these snow plows as they're going through, plowing the snow and whatnot, laying treatment on these roads. But in certain areas, specifically southeastern Jefferson County, they only happen to do that once. Now, the city says that's because of equipment failure. They were able to get back out and do more roads, specifically around 80 miles, but still that's something that the city says that they have to improve on, which they said they did yesterday. So yeah, this is something, if you're aware of, your southern Jefferson County, those neighborhood roads, that's really what they're going to be looking like for quite some time now. As we're kind of driving now, like I mentioned, we're not far from Dixie Highway this morning. These crews, they'll be working really around the clock leading up to, of course, more snow tomorrow to try to keep these roads as clear as possible. Take a listen.
And no disruption. We're not, if that's what the event calls for, we're going to continue going in the same fashion that we have been going at. So we'll continue to stay abreast of what that is and what that means.
I wish they showed where I live over here in Indiana. The side roads in Scott County, Indiana, Clark County, Indiana is just like that. Your main roads is clean. Your side roads, forget it. I want you all to be careful is where if you got snow in your area. Also, you younger people, pay attention. Pay attention. Look way ahead of you. If you see the person way ahead of you starting to stop, start slowing down. Don't wait until the last minute to stop. Are you going to have a wreck? Are you going to go sideways? Just be careful. Keep your eyes on the road. No talking on your phone. Pay attention. Because we got ice and snow and more ice, more snow. It's slick out there, especially on you side roads. I want you all to be careful. When I was a teenager, I used to go out in the school parking lot and do donuts. If you do it now, people, they arrest you. That was fun back when I was young. You wasn't hurting anybody. And just be careful when you're driving. And you got a Jeep four-wheel drive. When you got snow out there, as I've learned, when you go out there on the highway, you put it in four-wheel high, in case some of you don't know. My son had a Jeep, and I had to take him to work because he wouldn't drive. And put it in four-wheel high. Made it to work. Then about 9:30, 10 o'clock, I would leave to go pick him up. I was going slow. I mean, as slow as I can go in the four-wheel high. I hit a slick spot. Lucky I had four-wheel drive because I would bend over in the ditch. That helped me control that. I drove four-wheel drives before, but that been a while. If I ever get the money, if I ever get rich, people, or there's a millionaire out there, I would love to have a Jeep Gladiator blue with a standard transmission. Back in my days, a standard transmission would save you on your gas. But there's people out there that don't know how to drive a standard transmission. I think every child that's old enough to drive should learn how to drive a standard transmission. I think they should. Oh, I'm out of Pepsi Zero sugar. Hello, I am. How you doing this morning? Not nice to have some old timers on here. People, I am planning to go out tomorrow. And so I got to let my son know about it, where he can call into Walmart, where he can order his groceries, and we go to Walmart and pick it up. And I hope it be after lunchtime tomorrow, because right now the sun's out. But it's up to 12 degrees. When I started this live stream, it was 11 degrees. But to help the road crew people, it needs to get up above 32 degrees. And where I live, the police department, and 5-0, they said if you don't have to get out, stay at home, give us time to clean the snow and ice off the road. And I also want to ask your people where you live, if you got snow and you got a Jeep or four-wheel drive vehicle, check your local hospitals. See if any nurses or doctors needs to get to the hospital. Volunteer your service. I want you all to do that. If you got a four-wheel drive vehicle, contact your local hospitals and check to see if any doctors or nurses, or I guess food personnel, because they got to cook food in the hospital. See if anybody who needs a ride. Volunteer. Volunteer your service. I didn't come up with this idea, people. I saw over in New Albany, Indiana, Baptist Hospital. Couple of people that got Jeeps contacted them. And they got in touch with those people with Jeeps, four-wheel drive vehicle, maybe pickup truck, but you have to put weight in your pickup truck. So I ask you all to volunteer your service in the area where you got snow. Contact your local hospitals and see if anybody needs rides. Because God will want you to do that, If I had a Jeep, I would contact Scott County Hospital, which is part of Norton's Hospital. Same as Clark County, that's part of Norton's Hospital. To get nurses, doctors, but doctors should know they need a Jeep. They should know that since they got the money. But also, people, a new Jeep Gladiator, one thing I would do is spray a bed liner in the back of the truck, since it's half pickup truck. And the next thing you would do is, I guess you call it Z-Bart. You spray your frame, you spray all underneath it, your body parts, in your fender wells, I think in around your door frame. That'll help keep it rusted. So I'm going to get off of here. I want you to hit the thumbs up, hit the notification bell. I'm about 82 subscribers away from 500. If you go with 1,000, I'm 582 away from 1,000. But it would be nice if I had a Jeep Gladiator, standard transmission. I love blue, but I just can't afford it. Weather like this, I probably would have to have a GPS, because I don't know every street or road in Scott County, Indiana. The county roads in Scott County, Indiana, and Clark County, if you ain't got a four-wheel drive, stay at home, people. I'm still waiting for a county highway truck from Clark and Scott to claim the main road off. I've been watching vehicle goes real slow. And there's a towing company got a storage lot. I don't think, once they get down, I don't think they could leave, because when they come up, they got a little hill they got to climb. So I don't think they can make it, but this tow truck driver, they does have a big yard, a big piece of property that they can store it on there. And it's a pretty nice towing company. If you're in the area, there's Midnight Towing. You also got Furnished Towing, which is in Henryville, which is the 19-mile marker of I-65 if you need a tow truck. Either Midnight Towing or Furnish. And Henryville, I'm not going to tell you how far south of me it is. But I'm between the 19 and the 27-mile marker. So, also men, I love you ladies. I'm trying to help you ladies out. Men, agree with your girlfriend or your wife that they're always right. So that's all I got to say. Besides, let's make America great again by putting our faith into God. We cannot survive without God. And some of you, I run my YouTube channel as it was God. You know God rules. You all know what I stand for. No fighting words, no sexual harassment, no hate crime, no arguing with anybody. I got a mean moderator. I only got one, but he's in bed, and I think he's 2 hours behind me. I was thinking about another moderator, but he declined it right now. But don't ask to be a moderator. I got to check your YouTube channel out. And I look for this one that usually pops into my YouTube channel. So I write the name down, I go on YouTube. I can't find anything out if they got a YouTube channel. And that kind of makes me mad. They did answer questions about their dad, because I asked their dad, I said, ask your dad, and the only thing your dad and me would know. And when they come in the chat, the dad said this, to verify who they are. Only me and their dad would know it. So that verifies who they are. But how come I can't find them on YouTube with the name they using in the chat? That's, I just don't know. But I also tell you people, don't ask to be a moderator. I got a mean moderator. He's mean. Oh, they saying 2 to 5 inches Friday and Saturday.
Done with the winter weather. I'm sorry, but it's just going to stick around with that snow moving in. Here we are Friday, tomorrow morning. The snow off to the west builds in late morning, midday, and into the afternoon. See these deeper shades of blue? That's going to be our steadier accumulating snow, several hours of it through the afternoon and into a good chunk of our Friday night. Late night after midnight, we'll start to get on the back edge of this system, maybe a lingering flurry early Saturday morning, but the accumulating snow and this latest round of wintry weather will be moving on out, and the weekend does look drier. We'll have a brief opportunity to get above freezing, but not much. This is a snowmaker, not like the last one where we had sleet and ice. This is all snow. It's going to make for tough travel, but we're not going to be dealing with the power outages that we had across parts of the region like the last week. Watch out for the snow on your Friday. There's the weekend. It's still very, very chilly, but at least we get above freezing a bit on Sunday at 36. Maybe a brief opportunity to thaw before a few flurries late Monday night into Tuesday morning usher in a return to the cold air. Look at those highs. Only middle and upper 20s Tuesday and Wednesday, lows Wednesday morning, back in the single numbers. All right, hopefully you're staying warm and safe in the snow, ice, and cold. We'll keep you advised of it all. Carrie and Alex, send back to you.
Right. You see what it's going to do tomorrow in my area. And also, people, I have reported my laptop has died. And I know a laptop costs more than a desktop. But a laptop I need costs over $1,800. I know you can go to Best Buy and get one for $200. But what I want to do, I want to go out and record stuff and download it to the laptop. But I can't do that. I want to download DaVinci where I can edit the video, maybe make it a little bit shorter and maybe add some music to it. So I know a laptop, you got your monitor and you got your keyboard. That's probably why it's higher, but a gaming computer, I need 2 to 4 gigabytes of hard drive, which I think is also SSD. I need a good graphics card. Because like DaVinci and some other stuff, I need a good graphics card. And all the RAM that you can get into it. Also, I guess a thing in it where you can hook up a Cat 9 or Cat 10, whatever they got now, where I can run the cable out to the router without using the Wi-Fi. But I've always, thanks to those people on Twitch, get your paws, Nancy, Kathy. And I'd rather have a desktop because there's more you can do with a desktop. You can get all the RAM in it you can. You can change the graphics card. You can add like a HDMI board in it where I can run a cable from that over to my big screen TV, smart TV that is, and use that for a monitor. Also in a desktop, I would need a board that you can hook up the Cat 9, Cat 10 cable where I can run it to the router instead of using the Wi-Fi. And all the RAM that you can get in it. But thanks to those people on Twitch, they explained it to me since they've been watching said you need what they call a gaming computer. But a desktop would be cheaper. But also need to have with it is a keyboard. But a mouse I don't need because I got a wireless mouse. So I can get that. So if you watch my other videos, people, you know my post office box, my PayPal account, and my Cash App. But I'm going to get out off here. It's time for me to go put my pants on and the shirt and my jacket and my toboggan and go outside and feed my cats that's on the porch because they're sleeping in a box with straw and newspaper in it. Then the other cats, since I got steps, but it's enclosed with green carpet on it, they get between the steps and the wall and they get underneath the steps to keep warm. But I got some dumb cats that go someplace else instead of watching their babies. Because their babies are smart. But I got a heat lamp out there. They're close to it. I know it costs a few dollars more for electricity for that heat lamp. I could afford that for my outside animals. So I love you all. Peace. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe bell. I wasn't planning to be on here an hour. I was going to make this maybe 30 to maybe 50 minutes. But I want, they showing on the news of President Carter. At the Capitol. Trump is there, the Bushes is there, Clinton's is there, the Vice President's there, but where's President Bush? I'm going to show you that, people.
The Trumps to be there. He wanted all the past presidents to come together and honor him, celebrate. He did so many things, as I said, to de-pomp the presidency. It was kind of amusing at the time. He used to carry his own suitcases onto Air Force One, and people kept saying to him, don't do that.
There's Biden and First Lady.
His spirit.
It was his spirit. They will play Hail to the Chief again today, and there we see President of the United States, Joe Biden, and the First Lady, Jill Biden, the last to enter in these final moments before the service is about to begin. Want to speak about
Man, First Lady looks awful young.
Scene is everybody, in a sense, showing up. And that was important.
Just fine, my friend. In case...
President Carter and Mrs. Carter, in January of 2017 at the U.S. Capitol, they showed up for President Trump's inauguration that day. And they had a quiet presence.
There's Obama.
Paid their respects to the moment then. And Carter would often go to the Oval Office to meet with former presidents at certain gatherings. And so you see here, not everyone there loves each other or even likes each other, but they respect President Carter and they respect the country.
Well, and we remember when Jimmy Carter became president in 1977, we had been a divided country. The Vietnam War cut us in half, doves versus hawks, young people versus old people, era of civil rights, Vietnam. And Gerald Ford had called his memoir A Time to Heal, his presidential memoir.
People, I want to thank you. I love about it, had a spam call, but Carter was a good president. He was a peanut person, you know. And he was the oldest president. He was 100 years old when he's the oldest president alive. He was born in 1924, passed away in 2024. I love President Carter. So, and also people, I want you to say prayers to the people in California in that fire. I think 5 of them, when I went to bed last night, has passed away. So I want to say goodbye. I love you all. Ladies of Scottsburg, Indiana, I love you. I wish I had one of your ladies as my girlfriend. I'm looking for a girl from Scott County, Indiana, on the skinny side. Not cantaloupes or watermelons, baby. Eggs, tennis balls, hardball, maybe a softball. You all know how big a softball is. But, if, like I said, people, if you got snow where you're at, you got a 4-wheel drive vehicle, contact your local hospitals. See if doctors or nurses or the cooks and other people needs a ride to the hospital. I don't know how you doing, my friend, but it's time for me to get off of here. I'm just giving you all ideas. If you got snow in your area and you got a 4-wheel drive, contact your local hospital and see if anybody needs a ride to work at the hospital. So God bless you. Put your faith in the God. I love you. I'll probably be back on here later tonight. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, I love you all. Goodbye. And men, happy anniversary. Happy birthday. And tell your lady she's always right. I love you all. Goodbye.